Welcome everyone, TheDailyWoo here. Today's adventure begins a 2, possibly 3-day, very short road trip to a place that is very time sensitive. If I don't go now, it will be erased from existence. That's a quote from an 80s movie. Has nothing to correlation with where I'm heading for tomorrow. But today, I'm going to be swinging by the Pee-wee's Big Adventures Dinosaurs, Cabazon, California. But I'm not going to be focusing on that subject matter. I've covered that a multitude of times, as well as many others have. But I'm going to dive a little deeper into other productions that have taken place on that property. I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you? Got all my accessories tucked away in there, and even though I'm not going for too long and for too incredibly far, I am bringing a suitcase with my laptop and a couple changes of clothes. No truck parking, thankfully. Do not have a truck. It's now fenced off, but this is where the large Marge diner used to sit. It's been bulldozed. If you look over there, there's Denny the dinosaur, one of the 2 created by Claude Bell of Knott's Berry Farm fame. Boy, it is windy out here. The main entrance used to be right here. You would walk directly in, past some phone booths, and a statue of a miner and his mule right there, which has also been removed. And where Pee-wee said those words, "Large Marge sent me," was right there. And then just over to that corner was where he sat and discovered his wallet was gone. Right over there. For whatever reason, the fence just kind of discontinues right there. So up on this little ledge, getting a look over here at the damaged area. Not gonna go any farther in though. There's like no telling what kind of stuff is lurking amongst the weeds. Tagging along is Sean Clark. How many years has it been since you've been to this spot?
I'm taking this off just so you can see me. I haven't been here since 1994 when my band was touring. We went to play a show in Phoenix and we stopped here, and I immediately recognized it from Pee-wee's Big Adventure and freaked out. I got pictures somewhere, but I haven't been back since. But I knew this was on our road trip, so we had to stop. This is awesome. You want a fact that'll blow your mind? What?
You're standing in the spot where the singer from Tears for Fears parked his car right here. In the music video, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and walked right into here as well through the phone booths. Right here. This is where it happened in the music video. That's a fun little fact. When I get over in the shade where there's no sun glare, I'll show on my phone some screenshots. But this eat sign, prior to the dino in the middle, can be seen when he's at the phone booth in this very spot. As well as this angle with the mountain range in the background. It's also interesting to note, way back in the day, this Burger King was not there. I do not know the reason behind it, but they elevated it almost to, this is just my thoughts on it, but it almost seems like they wanted to block the dinos from the freeway for one reason or another. Just to give a little perspective, Tears for Fears right there in that parking lot. That's a sweet van behind there also. And then looking towards that mountain range, I really wonder what happened to that Claude Bell statue. Final one, looking up at the eat sign, which is right there. Above what was the Large Marge Diner. Also very noticeable in the film Paris, Texas, when Harry Dean Stanton is walking along the side of the diner. You see both Mr. Rex and Denny in the scene. Lots changed over the years. A lot has certainly changed. But at least these two iconic figures are still standing. Another classic late 80s flick, The Wizard, which was more or less a glorified commercial for the NES Nintendo Entertainment System. The family of Jimmy was cruising along. They have changed the parking lot, and he kept saying, California! So they pulled over in what was the parking lot at that time, and they went up the tail of the dinosaur. And Jimmy hid up in the neck in the gift shop, which appears to be open. There he is, scurrying in very quickly, his family just a few steps behind. Quick detour, gonna walk over to the museum and see if we can pay a couple dollars to go up in Mr. Rex. You kind of have to. You can't go by here without going up in the mouth. It was a little more than a couple dollars. The two of us was $26, so $13 each. And I've been here quite a few times, but you have never been into the new, I say new within the last decade, museum. So you've never been up in the T-Rex mouth before.
No, I have not. I'm excited to get in that mouth.
You can almost pretend like you're Pee-wee with Simone. I'll be Simone, you could be Pee-wee.
Oh, there's no saying au revoir this time though. We're sticking together this one.
It's happening. I hadn't planned on doing this, but Sean, this is the first time for him, so I'm gonna be tagging along. You know what, I probably would do this even if you weren't here, to be honest.
Oh, now I'm hurt.
No, well, as far as you know, I wouldn't, but honestly, I probably would. It was down in that area where Andy saw his girlfriend and Pee-wee exiting out of this door. I've always heard that the tail was going to be originally, it was going to be created as a slide. You would slide down the tail, but that never happened. You see it?
Oh yeah, we're the only ones in here, and it's a joyous
We're the only ones?
I'm excited.
I was kind of wondering if there was going to be a lot of people, so this is a good thing. We're all alone in the dino.
In here because of how small it is.
Oh, you're saying they didn't, well, I knew they didn't film it, but now you're seeing it with your own eyes, you're 100% sure?
Yeah. I mean, because they're like sitting in a chair, like, you know, there's no spot to even sit.
Whenever I'm up in here, I think about some of the dreams. You know, if you ever ask me if I've ever had any dreams, I'm all alone, and I'm rolling a big donut, and there's a snake wearing a vest. So tell me what you're thinking right now. After all these years, decades of loving the movie, now you're here.
I'm thinking, I don't know, years of build-up. It's not disappointing, but I'm sad it's over, you know? But it's pretty awesome.
Did you expect to hear a lot of freeway traffic down there while you were up here?
No.
Got the eyes up there. And they leave the lights on, so from the ground floor has the red eyes. Kind of creates an interesting ambiance. Okay, going back down, back to the Wizard.
Did they shoot any of the Wizard up this time?
None of the Wizard in here, only over in the gift shop and out front of Denny the dinosaur, not the T-Rex. Truly is a magnificent creation. Just overlooking the thoroughfare and the mountain. Probably about a total of 10 minutes we spent in this section. What do you say, about 10 minutes?
In this thing?
Right.
Less than that, probably.
We're going to spend a lot more in the other areas.
Yeah.
And you're saying you wouldn't have done it if you couldn't have gone up in the mouth.
If they said the mouth wasn't open, I don't care about any of this crap.
You don't care about these dinos?
No.
You want the Pee-wee dinos.
Yeah, I want the Pee-wee dinos. These are like not Pee-wee dinos.
This kind of sums up what I was saying about how the BK was built to obscure them for whatever reason from the main road. A little competition from other businesses, I suppose. They got some military trucks out. Before I walk back over there,
Yeah, what's up with that?
gonna mention that Oasis filmed their US version of their video Supersonic right here as well. Yep, it's true. And there was one point in part of the music video, they were sitting on the foot there towards the bottom. Guess they're just checking out some dinos.
doing?
It's not the best quality. I think maybe they were just swinging by on tour and just decided, let's get a quick shot here at this place. There they are. And they also walked in front of Denny as well. They have an unusual filter on that frame. When I go up into the gift shop, the scene in the movie from The Wizard, when Jimmy is like holding the family album full of photos, up there's a car alarm going off. You see Fred Savage there, you see Beau Bridges, you see Christian Slater. They were all sitting right here on this foot under the backdrop of that. Yeah, right there. Just imagine Christian Slater perched right on this little pinky toe. It was also under here where Andy was chasing Pee-wee and took the paper mache bone, smashed it into the side of that leg. Back to the Wizard again. You can see how the parking lot was a lot different when he ran out of the vehicle. Both the families pulled over. Parking lot's a lot different. I'll go over here and match this angle up. Kinda, sorta, more or less from this perspective. You know, the concrete and pavement has changed considerably, but this is about where that was.
The dinosaurs actually walk like this with their feet turned inwards, like this way, like, you know, were dinosaurs doing this?
They might have. It's a good question.
If they're all turned in.
I never met a dinosaur, but...
What? In all your adventures?
All my years.
Not one?
Not one dinosaur I've ever met.
T-Rex doesn't have that problem.
Yeah, he's not walking that way. You know, maybe this is a brontosaurus, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's a brontosaurus thing. It looks like a shark fin up there, but it's really the neck shadow of Denny. Here is where he's coming up the stairs, right there. A very brisk pace as he kind of jaunts upward. Railings are the same stairs, same glass cases on either side. Yeah, and you can see down at the bottom there is not that, there is not the little thatch. And then once he reached the top, he disappeared. No one knew where he was. And all of a sudden the rest of the family appears top of the staircase and kind of looks around in bewilderment from this precise spot. Had a hunch that his brother would have been maybe up in the neck, which would have been sealed, well, kind of hidden by this curtain going over the display area, which still kind of remains in its own way. You can see the windows on the side, all that still remain. And if this drape was not here, nor the merchandise, you would be able to see right up into the neck where both brothers sat and looked at the picture that was taken down on the foot. I noticed earlier, I was looking at my fridge, that I do not have a magnet from this establishment, so I've got two magnets, and the sticker looks like a magnet, but there's two magnets here, and the one on the far end is a sticker. And keep in mind, if you ever swing by here, if you're ever driving down the interstate freeway, that you can come up in the gift shop. Don't just look at it from outside, but it is allowed. It's free to walk in this one. You just come right up to the door and enter in and out. The Wizard. No, the dinosaur is not the Wizard. In all the years I've been stopping off here, I'm always enamored at the amount of lengths they will go to get people to stay off of climbing on the tail. Just don't do it. I would really enjoy, I don't know if it'll ever happen or if it's even possible, but I would really enjoy going up on the second floor. Well, technically the third. Ground level will be the first floor. Second floor will be the gift shop. But you see there's, from this side, around the back, there is noticeably another room at the top, almost at the peak of the tail, where the tail meets the top of the back. Who knows if it's entirely possible, but maybe one day I'll get up there. One can dream. Going back to Tears for Fears for a moment, you can see as he's driving off, a really good far away wide shot, almost obstructed by that 18-wheeler tractor trailer. You could see them off in the distance with the mountain range. Would be virtually impossible to get that precise angle current day, however, because not only the Burger King is elevated for the purpose of blocking, or maybe it's just a coincidence, but also this building. It'd be kind of neat to sit under here, bring a little meal, sit at this picnic table with only one bench, and maybe have the movie downloaded, or either on your smartphone or other device, and watch The Wizard right here underneath where it took place. Most notable from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I did tie in a little bit of that, obviously. But there was not just that. I've come to find that with a lot of places are really well known for one particular film. You dive a little deeper and there's other things. That's a hungry snake. He just wants to eat. I don't know, I'm putting words in his mouth. He might not want, he may have already eaten a meal. But he misses that diner, like a lot of us do. So much history. And I can see why they put this chain link fence up, even though there is a hole on the other side. So you don't want to, I didn't make the mistake of wandering through here, because I've done it in the past when the fence wasn't here, but now that the fence is there, it kind of draws attention that there are holes in the ground there, very deep, that are covered by these wood patches. And as much research as I've done, the interiors of the former diner were only used in that one. At least from what I could tell. I was lucky enough to have a meal here when it was still open. Only one time though, every other time it was closed when I passed by. And then just a couple years ago, bulldozed. But at least we have the memories of Harry Dean Stanton, Tears for Fears, and of course Paul Rubens here. Kind of roaming the place back in the day. Gotta end with the road that runs parallel to the freeway. The same one Jimmy and his family took, and he looked out the window and he sees the dinosaurs off over there, which reminds him of happier times. California! California! He remembered. That's going to do it for today. If you're new here, please subscribe by doing so. It helps keep you in the loop and update on future uploads here on this channel. You can take it a step further and ring that notification bell. And if you enjoyed this particular episode, give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know you care. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over. I think they might be moving. I guessed correctly.